Namaste, how are you? I'm Saurabh here. I have come here to get yourself acquainted with what exactly are the steps that had been laid down by a finance minister in this first trance of, declaration of where exactly this 20 lakh crore of economic stimulus will exactly go. So please note that such declaration and address of finance minister will happen in more couple of sessions in the coming days. Accordingly, we will get a brief idea that where exactly the government is focusing. I have divided this session into a Q&A. There will be a question and there will be analysis with answer. So basically, the first question was that what are the steps taken by the government for revival of economy? See, MSME is the sector that is the biggest employer in the Republic of India. Now, as it's the biggest employer, it has the biggest stake in our Indian economy. So the growth of MSME is directly proportional to the revival of Indian economy. So 3 lakh crore of loan, unsecured loan, will be provided to the MSMEs. It will be available up to 31st of October 2020. It will be a 4 years loan with 12 months of EMI moratorium, and it will be 100% shielded by the credit protection of the GOI, that is the Government of India. It's a very good step because if we revive the MSME sector as soon as possible and giving them a financial booster, then probably they will provide the wages to their employees, and they should start their production facilities as far as the supply chain logistic management as soon as possible. They should streamline it. It's very important because the MSMEs are more into the semi-urban rural area as well, and most of the population of India is based out of rural and semi-urban areas. So if you want to actually make India a global leader, then the development starts right from the rural areas. For that, MSME sector and generating employment for the rural and semi-urban population is extremely important. And this financial booster acts as a great, feature for helping our Indian economy to be on track of becoming a global leader. What will be the process of sanctioning the loan? See, there are some fintech companies who are in contact with the Government of India. So there will be a proper algorithm that will be based on their past turnover, that is the previous year turnover, and accordingly there will be a particular amount that will get sanctioned, and and in this way they can avail the loan according to their requirement. Now this process has to be a very simple process because previously such schemes were launched by various governments of India, including Modi government. But it's very difficult to avail the loan. We have to run year and year because some banks give, some banks hesitate. Then we have to move to NBFCs, then or otherwise we have to move to government banks. So if this process is made paperless and the loan can be disbursed to their account as soon as possible, they can start their the production or manufacturing or streamlining of the supply chain as soon as possible, because that will help us for creating the demand, because when the supply will get streamlined, the demand automatically will generate, because the wages of the employees who are based out of MSME will get credited to our accounts via these loans, and simultaneously the MSME will be back to the business and they will start generating profits. Hope so. Any measures for protecting NPS of banks? Obviously, there are measures for banks as well. See, basically, the MSME loans that will be provided by the banks and NBFC will be shielded by the government. It will be a credit protection guarantee scheme. So the banks, if there are any MSME in future who are actually defaulting on payments or otherwise they are going into NPA, then the Government of India will come into the picture and they will try to shield the losses that particular NBFC or the bank are facing due to that NPA of the particular MSME corporate. Then, what are the basic steps that the government is taking to revive the NBFCs? NBFCs are a very important source for making the dispersal process of MSME lending and penetrating into the rural and semi-urban markets in a very appropriate way, because the banks will not be able to disperse all this loans in a particular span of 4 to 5 months. You need a support of NBFC, especially small NBFC that are based out of rural and semi-urban areas. So the government has, they have provided a plan of 30,000 crore special liquidity scheme. What is that scheme? Through that scheme, the government is going to buy invest in this NBFCs or small NBFCs in the primary and secondary instruments like debt funds as well as to the commercial papers. So that will help the NBFC to generate capital and subsequently they can lend it. Also, they have also started a partial credit guarantee plan, credit protection guarantee plan. In that plan, about 20% of the losses incurred via NPAs of this particular MSME loan lending by NBFCs, that will be shielded by the government of India. So it's excellent, I think. So the NBFCs have been given that support. Again, the point comes, may this process become as paperless as possible, as online and digital as possible, because in this scenario we need to be extremely fast and on the toes to revive an economy, because any delay now will lead us to go in from one black hole to another black hole, because we are already currently into an economic recession. Any plans for the economic relief for working class? Yeah, definitely there are some plans. They might not be very exciting for us, and basically it's like they are taking from one hands and they are giving from other hand. There is a employee provident fund scheme where an employer gives 12% of a particular of your basic salary to the provident fund department on behalf of employee. Now that 12% has been reduced to 10%. So the difference of 2% you will get increase in your basic salary, and that difference will get added to your salary that you are getting right now. So basically your salary will increase by a marginal amount, but you are sacrificing the saving, because that 2% amount was getting saved and you are also sacrificing the interest. So they are providing you with the current liquidity at a cost of your future savings. So I don't think that is of much more importance for our working class. Another point is the TDS. So the TDS will be affected for working class to some extent, because that will be applicable, the slash in the TDS, about 25% will be applicable on the what you call as non-salaried services like commission or rent, or incentives, or you can say the provident fund withdrawal, brokerages, etc., etc. So in that, actually, if they were charging a TDS of 10%, then right now you will be charged 7.5%. Any benefits for the daily wage laborer? I am extremely sorry. In this particular address of the finance minister, there wasn't any specific plans for them. Any plans for making India? Yeah. The few international tenders of the value of about 200 crores that will be blocked, and the tenders will be open only for the domestic industries, MSME industries. So there is a very good chance for the MSME industries to grab that orders, and subsequently they can start their production and just generate profit as soon as possible. But here actually the question will be of the quality control, because the international tenders are based on quality, the product, the quality control of the international company, especially the MNCs, is on a higher side than Indian domestic manufacturers. So they have to be even if they are manufacturing so and so products in a very large scale, it should be of the utmost quality if we want to be a global leader. Because the motto of the Modi government is that you make more products in India and market it across the globe for becoming a global leader. So that's the basic motto. Another question is, from where this money will come? Yeah, that's again a very important question. इतना पैसा आएगा कहाँ से? See, there are few revenue factors that the government are taking into consideration. The most obvious is the tax revenue, because there is not much rebate in the tax. Neither there is rebate in GST, neither there is rebate in the tax of the salaried employees. Now the tax revenue is there, it will go to amount of 2 lakh crore. Then there is the disinvestment which has already happened, that will give about 1.8 to 2 lakh crore. That is the revenue that actually we can we can think of. So there is the advantage of the disinvestment amount of 2 lakh crore. Now India is going to take a loan of about they're going to borrow money about 12.1 lakh crore. Okay, it was previously about 7.8 lakh crore. So they have increased their borrowing from the IMF and World Bank. So that means actually India will be going into debt. So now the debt is going to increase. So if they are focusing on the MSME sectors, so MSME, it's a great challenge for you. If the government is investing in you, okay, all the MSME directors, MDs and CEOs, if the government are investing in your companies, then probably you should never miss this opportunity and come out with flying colors. That's what actually a normal citizen like me and others as well will be thinking of right now. Another thing is, another question comes here is, any other sector specific declaration? Yeah, 2 important sectors. I will call the most important money where the government have infused the liquidities, 90,000 crore. That's a massive amount, and that is for the DISCOM, the Distribution Service Companies of India. Now they are the power sector, power generation companies, wherein there are about 94,000 payments that has to be received by the PFC and RSC, that the Power Finance Corporation of India and the Rural Electrification Corporation. So the RSC and the PFC has to receive a payment of 94,000 crore. Okay, they are the central government corporates who actually sell the power. These companies are going to infuse 90,000 crore in these DISCOMs. Okay, so in now this 90,000 crore is like that you have purchased power, right? And now the government is paying for it. It's like that. So it's a very big news for the DISCOMs, and I hope actually there will be some benefit that will be given to the end user, that is the consumer like us. Then why the revival is important than money disbursed in the needies account? See, the fiscal space of our Indian economy is on a very lower side. Indian economy doesn't have that sort of money to distribute the funds in the account of the needy people. The fiscal space is extremely low due to the debts and due to the revenue on the lower side. And currently we are into economic recession, so the spending is on a higher side and revenue has come to even lower side. Okay, because there is not a balance of it. Plus we are borrowing an extra amount of 4.2 lakh crore which was previously 7.8 lakh crore, so we are buying up to 12 lakh crore now. That is the point that we cannot afford to just disperse funds into the needy account straight away. To some extent, we have done it for the women, for the senior citizens. We have done it, yeah, but it can't be a regular process. What the finance minister or what the PMO has thought of, they have thought of that for a developing economy like India, if they want to become a global leader, okay, the employment opportunity should be generated within. Who will generate it? MSMEs will generate it, because they are the Indian-born organizations, and whatever the profit they will generate, that will be penetrated into the Indian economy, and subsequently that will generate revenues for our Indian economy. Okay, so that's the plan for it. So we cannot straight away, even if the government wants, we cannot straight away disburse money into the accounts of the needy people. For that, there are various plans that government has already announced in the previous, address by the finance minister. In that, actually, there were about plans for free gas cylinders. Then there will be plans for wheat, rice, and other basic necessities. The only issue is that the supply of all these basic necessities that government has planned, they're not reaching the daily level. So again, I am requesting the PMO to please monitor all this amount which you are and will be spending in the coming months or years. Monitor, audit, and then probably you will have to analyze that what sort of output you are getting. So there will be a 3-step: monitor, audit, and analyze. So this 3 steps has to be done by PMO vigilantly, or otherwise they should make an independent commission who will only do this work. Very important at these critical times. What is the motto of the government? Okay, the motto of the government right now is spur growth, enhance demand. Okay, make local brands and take it to a global level. That is the motto of the government. Any other points that finance minister has said? There was few points regarding the real estate sector as well, but that was not any special package for real estate sector. Only whatever deadlines that they have to achieve was I think so March 25th 2020 was the deadline for delivering the projects to their buyers. But in consultation with the state government authorities as well as the union territory authorities, central government will decide that will there any extension required? Is there any extension required for the real estate sectors? And if it gets approved, then subsequently on that particular date, extended date, the buyer will get the home delivery accordingly. Plus, for the contractors, any projects which they have which are incomplete or partially completed, they will be given an extension of 6 months, and there will be a flexible bank guarantee that will also be given by Government of India if any requirement is there. Any other point? Yeah, there was one thing that was asked, that what exactly is the definition of MSME? See, right now the definition has changed slightly. The basic investment of 25 lakhs have moved to 1 crore. So the small enterprises turnover will be from 25 to 50 crores, and medium enterprises will go up to 100 crores. So all the companies, I am requesting to all the MDs here, directors of such MSMEs or SME companies as well, that if they fall into the category of MSME, because the definition has changed right now, please check your balance sheets again, and if you fall under the MSME category, you should avail the benefits of this, because it's very important. Because if government is spending, then all the potential candidates should definitely get the benefits of all these facilities that the government is providing currently. What is okay, yeah. And one more thing, that previously there was a difference between a manufacturing MSME and service MSME. Right now, both will be taken as one. Okay, so all this declaration for MSME will be applicable for service as well as manufacturing MSME in the same way. There won't be any difference between both of them. Yeah, that's it. So the basic analysis what I came to know is that take loan, start the business, generate employment opportunities, and revive the Indian economy. And a request for all the people, including me and myself, who belong to upper middle class, or some of the guys who belong to rich class also. Whatever laborers, daily wage workers, or needy people you find around your locality, you should help them, because at this point of time, I don't think the government has any big plans for helping them, because they are considering reviving, and the Indian economy is the priority right now. So we should come out, we should help them, and there is one more extremely important thing is that the state government should come out with their own plans for reviving their respective state economies, plus upliftment of their poor class people and lower middle class people, that how they can help them to survive this few months till Indian economy is back into the track. And just hope for the best that in coming sessions there will be some very critical announcement for our Corona warriors as well as these daily wage laborers. I'm just keeping my fingers crossed. Thank you very much. We'll come back again to if I get any other news regarding any other important declarations by our cabinet, ministry, or the PMO. Then namaste, Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.